Hey, it's Mastin. Welcome to the Power and Purpose Podcast. And first, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I just received word from my team that we have gotten over 650,000 downloads of this podcast. I am so thrilled by that because I'm so excited to be able to get my voice out there and to be able to share. And I know that there's so much content and so many podcasts out there. So I want to thank you so much for making Power and Purpose a success. And why that's so exciting for me is it means that you're listening, you're taking this in, this message is resonating, and that's going to allow me to have more impact and really hopefully change your life consistently day to day. So I just want to take a second to really take that in and thank you so much. Now, today I want to talk to you a little bit about this question I get a lot, which is, Mastin, do I have more than one purpose in my life? And it's a really interesting question because, if you think about as we grow through time, maybe you might have a different purpose when you're 15 than when you're 25 or 35 or 45 or 55 or 65 and on it goes. And so it can be confusing, especially as we're growing through life. We may think of what we know what our purpose was, but then we don't know what it is anymore. Maybe we don't even know what our purpose is, and we get confused as we're growing older. And there's a lot of confusion around this topic of life's purpose. And so I want to talk to you today a little bit about my insights on this. And we've had I think I just did the recent math, almost 40,000 people go through our complimentary or paid training on the topic of how to find your purpose and the Claim Your Power online training. And, so I have some insight around this. And so here's what I want you to know about purpose, okay? So we set goals, whether it's a financial goal or a spiritual goal or a weight loss goal or any successful goal to 10x this or, 100x that or to crush it or whatever it is that your goals are, right? Ultimately, we set goals because there's an emotion that we want to feel underlying that goal. So if we get more money, we'll feel maybe more free and more safe. Or if we lose the weight, we'll have self-respect and we'll feel healthy. So, in a relationship, maybe we're going for passion and romance. Those are the emotional targets we're trying to hit. So what happens is we set goals because we want to feel emotions, which means that the real name of the game here in life is not necessarily an outward, goal setting process, but really an internal process to become aware of the emotions that we want to feel and the emotions that we want to cultivate. And so that's why sometimes when you get a goal, you feel good for a period of time, but then maybe you don't feel good anymore. That kind of dies down because the emotional resonance isn't there anymore. So what this means is that ultimately your purpose is an emotion within you that you got to cultivate and bring forward and then share with others in the form of service. And what I've found after working with so many people is that ultimately a purpose, the emotions that bring our purpose forward more or less stay the same over our life, but as we grow and as we get satiated by our goals and as we learn new things and as we, implement and we kind of, get to that next level and that becomes the new norm and we go to the next level, like the desire to grow is innate in the human soul. So what this means is that the feeling that we're going for throughout our life more or less stays the same, but the outward goal changes. So what this means is you might have multiple goals that you're trying to achieve, right? A business goal or a financial goal or a relationship goal, a health and well-being goal. Maybe you sold a business and you want to start a new business. Those are all external goals, but the emotional targets remain the same over time. So purpose is not the goals that you set. It's not being a parent. It's not having a job. It's not making money. Purpose is an emotion that you cultivate within yourself and really share with other people. So you don't have multiple purposes. You have one purpose, which is to connect to that emotion and bring that forward and to connect to your higher power and bring that forward and share it with others in the form of service. But that will manifest itself in many different goals over a period of time. And so you have one purpose with multiple goals, multiple expressions of that purpose. And so what you're seeking, if you're in the process of trying to figure out what your purpose is, what you're really saying is, well, what emotional targets am I trying to hit? And what would the goals have to be for me to hit those targets now in my life? Because who I am today is very different than who I used to be. So, and I could give you a list of, 100 of the most common emotions that my clients, feel, but that's not going to serve you. So what we do is, we have a process at Claim Your Power Live and other, online courses with Claim Your Power, but Claim Your Power Live is coming up, come to Los Angeles over a 4-day period and have an immersion experience with us where we're going to help you get crystal clear on what your exact emotions are and then what you got to do to bring those forward so that we take you from being emotionally in debt to being emotionally wealthy. And then once you figure out those purpose emotions, like what new goals do you have to set today in order to, really feel aligned with your purpose in your romantic life, in your personal life, in your business or career, in financially. And the other thing that you should know is that when you start to do this work, a lot of people are afraid that, hey, if I find my purpose, I'm not going to be able to take care of my family, I'm going to go broke, all that type of stuff. And really nothing could be further from the truth. What we found time and time again is that when you discover your purpose and you start to bring those goals forward and go for those goals, that's when abundance truly comes. So if abundance has sort of seemed like something that has been missing from your life, and you've been holding on to like a job for certainty, or you've been holding on to a soul-sucking career for certainty financially, I want you to know that when you discover your purpose and you bring these emotions to life and you really get clear on these goals, life lines up to support you. Abundance comes. We have so many examples of this from our clients that I just want you to know that there might be some fear about the finances of finding your purpose, but it's really just a ghost fear. It's not really a true fear. And if you don't believe me, come on over to claimyourpowerlive.com, come to Los Angeles, California, come to Claim Your Power Live, come to this 4-day immersion experience. There's no distraction. There's nothing that's going to get in your way. You'll be able to work with us and over these 4 days to really focus and discover what these emotions are, to bring it forward, to get those goals, to get a plan, to put this in action, to bring that abundance in so that you can take care of your loved ones, so that you can bring abundance forward, so that you can really live this life that you want to live. But the most important thing to understand is you have one purpose, multiple expressions of that purpose. When you figure out the emotional targets that you're going for, life becomes so freaking clear, and you go from being emotionally in debt to emotionally wealthy. This is what happens when you find your life's purpose. Come on over to claimyourpowerlive.com and join us in Los Angeles this July 13 to 16, and I will personally mentor you and coach you over these 4 days and help you have a positive, incredible experience. You'll meet your soul tribe, and we'll really get clear on this. Come on over to claimyourpowerlive.com and enjoy all of the information that you're sharing here, because ultimately this is the name of the game. You got to figure out what your purpose is, and then we can work together to help bring that to life. Sound good? Thank you so much for listening to watching the Power and Purpose podcast. I'm so excited that it's resonating at such a large level. And most importantly, and as always, this is Mastin saying, remember to get out there, take action, and make it real. We'll see you in Los Angeles for Claim Your Power Live. Bye.